Welcome back to episode 39 of the Split Screen Experience. We're here. I'm gonna open it up right away with a question. What game is a game that you loved to play as a kid, and you've gone back recently and played it, and it hasn't aged like good at all? Or what's a game you think has not aged well with time?
Probably the first couple. Well, I guess I haven't really revisited any games recently, but one that I could probably think of off the bat would be like Gears 2. That's probably aged pretty bad because it hasn't got a remake, but
Say like Assassin's Creed 1.
that was just when I started like back when the 360 came out. Like I was like, Like, even then it was kind of rough. Look.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, like for me, it was like less like the graphics. It was like, man, this gameplay is not great, and then immediately they improved it. And so I think just that big of a leap going from 1 to 2, it's like, oh, you are now rendered useless. I am still mad, and not in the same way. Obviously, it has aged well. I just would like to see it get further enhancement treatment.
Right.
Because I've been going back down the Halo rabbit hole a little bit. And Halo 3 better get like an anniversary edition similar to what Halo 2 got. Because to me, it's infinitely more deserving. Not that Halo 2 is a bad game, but Halo 3 is a better game than Halo 2. And like the cutscenes for the like 2 anniversary edition look so good, like for no reason.
The fucking just Master Chief Collection. You're replaying like 1 and you're like, all right, this is decent. Then you go to 2 and you're like, holy shit, this looks fantastic. And then 3, you're like, what'd you guys do here? I don't see much difference. I mean, there's some difference, but not a whole lot.
Well, it's mostly just like render time difference because, like, in terms of like visual fidelity, I don't think they did too much to 3, 4, Reach ODST.
No, they didn't.
You know, if you're going to give Reach a proper remaster, I would offer up a large number of souls for that to be made a thing because I just will always the visuals in that game, the set pieces. Again, same idea with 3. Just great set pieces. I can't say the same for 4 because, again, every time we talk about it, I don't remember 4. I barely remember one plot point.
Get back to humanity.
I just remember Cortana and that whole, like, how that went, and that was it. Like, I don't remember anything else.
I remember it for the most part.
I remember playing a lot more MP in that game, just because, like, I've been ramping up into, like, the multiplayer games a lot more during that time, and also Halo 4 multiplayer, again, we've kind of come around. It's kind of underrated. I would say it's kind of the sleeper hit for Halo MP campaign, though. Can't say the same. Like,
I would say, or I mean, like Mass Effect 1 would be pretty, like, rough in the grand scheme, but I guess they technically did do that. What you would call it?
the definitive edition.
Yeah, their legendary edition. Like, it's all right. I mean, it looks all right. Like, it looks better, but
visually, it's not like the most whatever. But in terms of overall feel of everything else, it is a much better experience. Because I recently started a replay of 1. I need to go back and do that when we're not so busy with Odd Horizon stuff, and then me getting other chores. But I want to go back and play because the little bit I was playing, because I played for probably like 2 afternoons, so I got a little bit into the game, and I was like, man, like this feels a lot better. Like, again, visually, it's nothing. It's not like it's all of a sudden like 8K ray tracing, 120 FPS.
But it definitely does run and play a lot better.
Yeah.
And there's a mechanic that they added, although they didn't really add it. Jarrett just never realized that you could do it, and that was a grenade launcher.
I was playing the game on hard mode, and while you were playing in total perpetual daylight, we are not the same.
As I hear you, why the fuck are the gats so damn hard? I wish I could kill them a lot easier. Hey, Harmon, did you know there was a grenade launcher on the Mako? They must have added that in the definitive edition. Jared, that's been there since 2007. Huh?
Hey, I got my big brass balls achievement for doing that. It might not have been an official one, but it's official to me in my heart.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
because that's one thing though. Like with the enhancements to 1, I think I will then, upon finishing this replay, I might reevaluate my ranking and put 1 over 3 because like I don't hate 3. If you play the launch edition, it's not a good game. If you have that patch that helped fix some things, it's a pretty decent game because at least the gameplay wise, it was fine. It was just narrative that really got to me in 3 versus 2 being like, oh, this is like everything you need it to do and a little more. And then 1
It,
always just felt like this clunky little bastard.
Yeah, but 2 got really fucking tedious with, all right, go collect all these people. All right, go do all their loyalty missions.
Yeah, but you had the Shadow Broker DLC, which was fucking awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The like 2 missions they gave you compared to the 20 you had to do for all your fucking companions.
And I like 2. I like 3 a decent amount. Again, I'm not a 3 hater. I just acknowledge it wasn't their finest moment. We've seen that they are capable of making a far worse Mass Effect game.
for me, it's still 2, 3, 1. I think 3 is just better than 1 in my opinion, just because I like in 3 how you get to see all your relationships kind of culminate into like the end game.
That's
Like
true. I'll give you. Yeah, that's fair.
narratively, you get to see all your choices actually have an impact at the end of that game. While the ending at launch might not have been the best, I still think watching those relationships pan out and stuff was more rewarding. I think I think that's why it's better than 1 in my opinion. I mean, 1 started off, so I'm not going to give it too much hate over anything, but I think the next 2 games are definitely better.
I don't like. I'm just saying, like with my early time into the remaster, in terms of if I was playing out of the box 360 titles, I would keep it 2-1-3, or no 2-3-1. But with this, it has the potential for me personally because 1 also is like the one I like remember kind of the least about overall because like I went and played it when I was like, oh, Mass Effect 2, seeing all these trailers. I'm like, I didn't play the first one. So I went and played it. And I'm like, all right, whatever. This new game comes, I'm like, oh yeah. And then went from that to like when Mass Effect 3 came out. I don't think I played 3 like hands on. I don't think I played it for like a couple months, but I saw people like I saw the ending spoiled for me. And then when I got through to playing, I'm like, that's not the ending. I like, huh? I don't even know how you get there. It's like, oh yeah, because they like patched it. It's like, oh okay. So they kind of
Yeah.
cheated, but
1 for me, there's just a couple really horrible spots that like actually make me want to kill myself. And that's just like Novaria and what's the other one? Oh my god.
chlamydia.
Between Novaria and Pharos, they are just such ball busting planets that I just want to put my face through the fucking drywall whenever I'm playing it. I hate Novaria especially.
Well, see,
I
here's the thing. If you play on any difficulty higher than hard, the snipers one-shot you. No matter what fucking armor you have. Those bitches one-shot you. And it's
I
a
just
pain in the ass.
it's just level design, like just the pacing of Novaria. I was just like I'm gonna lose it. Like I don't want to be on this shithole snowy planet anymore. I want to fucking leave. And then you go through all the trouble of fighting through everything. You got to reboot the entire facility. You got to go on a fucking hike with the Mako, mowing down Geth. Where I usually just run them over and then keep going down my merry way. Like, oh shit, I just hit a Geth. Like,
Oops.
casually, like hitting a raccoon or something. You're like, all right, anyway. And you're just fucking going down this path. You get to the facility, you gotta reboot it. You get in there, there's people still alive. You find out there's bugs. You gotta kill the bugs, and the people start going nuts on you. You gotta kill the people, and then you end up fighting a fucking hard Asari matriarch that will actually fuck you up. And I'm like,
You
bruh.
don't have to kill the people.
I know, but there's some that
But
sometimes
I
when I've
did.
gone
I
through the
had to.
playthrough, sometimes when I go through the playthrough, they get pissed off at me, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't have time for this, and then they just get murdered. But anyway, that's a different story.
Jared gets to a certain point in every video game and just goes, "What if I killed everyone?"
What if I just didn't care anymore?
Literally trying to get the platinum of Inquisition. I was like, I don't care. I want to be done. I just want to get my fucking trophy and leave. I've played the game like 10 plus times. I don't need to play again.
I mean, you always need to play it again, though. Maybe Skippy will finish that playthrough before the end of
No.
the internet.
Yeah,
Probably
I
not.
think he started that like 3 weeks ago, and he probably hasn't touched it since.
He also purchased the Metro trilogy and booted up, I think, one time and then not gone back to it.
To be fair, I also bought it and I have not loaded it up.
But that's different. You haven't started it. It's in your catalog. He opened the game up and like actually started doing some things, meaning that's intent. That's establishing intent. There are games that I have purchased that I've not gotten around to starting yet, but he does that all the time. But then can't afford to buy a $2.50 game. I want that on
guys,
record.
with this economy, I just can't justify it.
I can't swing that, guys. How am I supposed to afford Ponderosas this week?
Boy, we should. At this point, I'm getting him a Ponderosa's T-shirt for his birthday.
I mean, like, if Ponderosas has ever put out like a promotional image, especially in like 1980s when they were like at their peak, I would say, and like this is like prime 80s advertisement. If there's a commercial somewhere out there where like at the end they're like, "Thanks, Ponderosas," and like the entire dining room is looking at the camera, I need that picture, and I'm gonna put his face on every single one of those bodies.
I think it'd be if Odd Horizons reaches a certain number of views / subscribers, Skippy has to voluntarily get a Ponderosa's tramp stamp.
That's good too. we get no, we get him a Ponderosa's gift card, but the barcode is his tramp stamp. He's like the Agent 47 of a Ponderosas.
There's like 2 Ponderosas left, and they're
Can
not anywhere near us.
Can I reload my Ponderosa's gift card? Sure, where is it? He pulls up his fucking bag.
Dink.
Sir, what the fuck are you doing?
They just scan it and the name comes up, just Ginger Idiot. I mean, maybe that's what we'll do for like a 500 subscriber special. We'll get together and we will go to a Ponderosas and record, and we have to see if Skippy can out eat everyone.
And we just find out the last Ponderosa's is like in fucking Anchorage, Alaska.
We're going.
Let's drive the like 30 plus hours there.
Why would we drive when we could either take the train or fly?
That's not fun.
30 plus hour car ride equals content.
30 plus hour car ride equals me driving, losing my sanity while I hear like Jarrett pop corn nuts in the back seat.
No, he's gonna be eating fucking caramels.
Yeah, and you don't even eat like a Werther's, right? You like the hard, like a Jolly Rancher, but not fruity flavor, right? Like you like that.
Wait, what are we
your
talking
caramels
about?
you eat?
Yeah, your grandma
hard candy.
I don't eat caramels. They're fucking like root beer flavored like hard candy.
Aren't you also the person that doesn't drink root beer?
No,
I don't drink root beer.
Oh, I know you didn't. Aaron, you don't like anything. I'm not venting anything past you.
The fuck you mean?
Harmon, you didn't like ranch, and you still don't like ranch other than one.
I like buttermilk ranch. That's it. I like Chipotle ranch. I like Southwest ranch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were like talking about like Chipotle the chain. And I was like, I have never ever gotten ranch at Chipotle.
Yep.
I don't like getting food at Chipotle because it's nasty half the time and it's overpriced and cold. Like
Skippy disagreed with me on that. Like, I don't care for Chipotle. He was like, it's everything in a bowl. What more could you ask for? And I'm like,
it's not good. And again, most of the time it's cold.
I mean, I like it. It's just I don't really want to pay for it.
Well, it's like if I want to go to Chipotle, I will go to Moe's, which is Chipotle but pretty good.
They used to have back when like COVID happened and a couple of the restaurants on campus shut down where I went to school. Like they had something they called it like Cinco Cantina or something, and it was basically Chipotle, but it was like only like $8 for a bowl, but you could literally get like probably double the servings of like what a normal Chipotle bowl would look like, and that was pretty fucking good. I was like,
Well,
and then they shortly shut down.
They're fucking the prices of Chipotle make no sense, right? Because like let's assume like you get a bowl, right? We're not gonna do anything super fancy here. Let's assume you get like brown rice, black beans, and chicken. A chicken breast at the store isn't all that much money, and they're buying them by the 100, each pack. So God knows how cheap they're getting that chicken. There's no excuse why you shouldn't be getting like 2 chicken breasts sliced up in your bowl. Instead, they give you like a quarter of a chicken breast in that tiny, dumb little spoon that you wouldn't be able to serve anything out of, and half of it falls off on their way to the bowl and you go, oh, it looks like you don't get it. No, pick those back up. It's like watching a claw game drop your toy right at the end. Like,
Well, it's that, and then also like when at least when when they start with the fucking like base like a rice or something,
mhm.
like they put like one scoop in there,
Yeah,
and it's never enough to like fill the bottom. It's like, all right, rice is like dirt cheap, and you're telling me that you can't bother to like at least fill the bottom of the bowl, like.
right. Like, yeah, it's not even like they just like, oh, they load you up on veggies. So like, you're good. No, because like there's a place near me that is Mediterranean food, and they like I go in every couple times. I get a bowl, and I'll
Mhm.
get like chicken shawarma, whatever. And I mean, I will say they put in a decent amount, but they also fill my bowl up with everything else I want, and go here you go because they understand that, like giving me more like salad greens costs them basically nothing.
Right.
And if you want, like, again, they give you a decent amount of chicken or whatever, but if you want more, it's like only like $1.50. And I'm
No, it's
like,
like $3.
I love these guys. No, Chipotle, it's like they're like, give us your left kidney. Like,
The other thing with Chipotle, like you were mentioning, like, oh yeah, like maybe they like offer more of one thing. Like whenever I go there, it seems like I think the one thing that they don't really skimp out on is the amount of sour cream they put in the bowl.
oh
So
yeah,
you get
no,
like
they'll load you up on
you
that.
get like a soup of sour cream, and I'm just like, dog. Like I I like sour cream, but like when the sour cream to everything else ratio is like 75 to 25, I'm like, nah. Like
The
that's wild.
worst is like if you get it to go, then because then it's just in this foil bottom tin with a plastic lid condescending on itself to where it's the sour cream starts to like break down and it's almost like water and it's like
Mm,
that's great. That's why like I learned like if I got it to go, I'm like I have to say on the side or if because like most of the time I'd be traveling with it. I think the closest travel time I've had at Chipotle was in BG from that location to our apartment. And I mean that's still like an 8-minute drive,
mm,
depending on if I get stuck behind an idiot, something like that. And it's like
Correct.
anything longer than that, it's like 15 minutes. Like, cause hometown is like 30 minutes. There and back, it was 30 minutes. So I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't do it then. I was like, oh, surely 8 minutes is short enough to where like it'll be fun. Nope.
mm.
But it's fine because the only time I genuinely enjoyed Chipotle, and I know it's back, I just saw a commercial for it,
It's
is their
the
brisket.
brisket.
Yeah.
That's
Their
pretty good.
brisket is actually pretty good,
I
but they
went
take it away.
the only time I've been to Chipotle was like the day after they got rid of their uh brisket, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
God damn it.
It's like,
I don't know why
oh,
that's like one of their seasonal things. Like I feel like that should be kind of offered a lot more than it
Like
is.
like the McDonald's McRib.
I was just about to say because Jarrett wants it to be like the McRib.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm
Jared,
gonna be honest. I don't think
I know
I've
you like the
ever
McRib.
had a McRib.
Did you have a rib in high school in like your cafeteria?
Yes, we've
Yeah,
had the barbecue
Th-
rib
Then you
sandwiches.
then you had a McRib, the same supplier.
like I feel like the rib sandwich would probably be better to have year round than the fucking fillet of fish sandwich at McDonald's. Like
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I don't want to eat their quote unquote fish.
there,
I would
I
much
will
rather not do that.
I will say Arby's has a pretty good fish sandwich. Better
See,
than
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing like, oh, Arby's has a good fish sandwich. I keep hearing Arby's has a good like your and all that stuff. But anytime I go to Arby's, I'm not gonna get that because I'm not gonna get that as like my main thing. And then if it's bad, then I feel terrible because I don't have enough sides to make up for like if I don't like the thing. Because like I just went there yesterday and got my roast beef and cheddar. I got
Mm.
they have mac and cheese bites right now. They're real good. And then some curly fries. I was gonna get the sliders, but they've also gotten rid of like half of the ones I like on that menu.
If I get sliders, I'm just gonna get the barbecue chicken. Not barbecue chicken, buffalo chicken.
That's all I get now. They used to have a corned beef one. It was really fucking good, and they got rid of it. mad.
See, whenever like if I'm not feeling sandwich or fish sandwich there, I get like the barbecue brisket thing, and that's pretty good.
Mm.
And I get like curly fries, and then I'll get like a small mozzarella stick, and it's pretty good. But
Aren't they also like kind of like I don't want to say like goaded, but like a lot of people like talk about their like milkshakes really favorably, and I don't think I've ever had one.
I've had one before. It was pretty good. I
Hmm.
I will say that was pretty tasty, but it's been a while since I've had it. So
I might have to make my way back over to an Arby's because I'm a fan of the option. Not that I go for it a lot, but if your place has a sweet treat that I happen to like, I favor you over one that doesn't have one. Because if I roll through that drive-through and I'm looking at it, like you know what, go ahead and give me a frosty too, like something like that. Because like if Wendy's didn't have a frosty, I probably would have stopped going a long time ago.
Well, Wendy's at a time had like a hot honey chicken sandwich that I really enjoyed, and
Mhm.
they haven't brought it back.
Yeah, I remember you were talking about it. I was like, I don't know, like because like I'm or like the heat, whatever. And then like I was like 2 days after, I was like, no, I'm gonna try it, and it actually was pretty good. But then yeah, I think like the next week it was gone. It might have been a bit longer than that, but yeah, that was actually like a decent idea. Was that hot honey? If only Wendy's
Yeah.
would put more effort into their like breakfast menu, because that would have probably gone hard on some of that stuff.
Oh
hmm
yeah, probably.
yeah, I mean, I like the Wendy's chili.
You like the
But
leftover burger patties put in ketchup.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I feel the cholesterol clogging my veins whenever I eat there. But I went there to grab or eat the Krabby Patty meal a couple weeks ago, and I mean, it was like a Dave's burger. I was kind of upset because I asked for a double and I only got a single, but I was kind of expecting more. I was kind of hyped, but I mean, it was a good burger. It was just kind of like this isn't what I envisioned the Krabby Patty to taste like. So,
Well, like what was the sauce on it? Because like in the commercials, it looks like a Thousand Island almost.
it might have been thousand. It's been a hot. I can't really remember, but I think the sauce. I think. I mean, it was a good burger. I'll say it was probably a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I mean, it was a standard Wendy's burger.
See, that's my problem. Like I used to like that used to be the only fast food burger I could eat. And
Mhm.
then I started getting sick off of those too. Cause for whatever reason, something in the American system, I can eat a lot of things and have an iron stomach. I can eat like 3-day-old pizza that's been on the counter and not have a problem or care. But a fast food burger, I would say 8 times out of 10 will ruin my day. That's why most of
Hmm.
the time I end up getting a chicken sandwich. The only times I don't, if I get a Baconator, it doesn't happen. If I get a Dave single or whatever, it does happen. And then if I get McDonald's, it basically has to be a fucking Big Mac. Otherwise, I get sick off of anything like the less stuff that's on it, the increased chances of me getting sick, at least according to my, self diagnosis.
Hmm.
And I don't know what that is.
You'd think it'd be the other way around. The more you have on it, the bigger chance you're gonna get sick.
Right. Like, is it just because like I ate like a single piece of lettuce, therefore I warded off evil spirits in the food? Like
Yes.
it's like it's like burning sage in my stomach to ward off the ghosts. Like
Yes.
It's the one lady from Scary Movie 5, the housekeeper, and she's just going around the fucking house, just blessing
oh
the house in there with the like smoke machine and shit.
just blowing it everywhere. And then this goes, the house is clean. Goodbye.
Oh, Jarrett cleans his house.
Jared doesn't clean his house. He just does every other chore.
Jarrett does a lot.
Jared's what
And
we
nothing.
call an indentured servant. And that's why we've decided to bring him on for more tasks at Odd Horizons.
Correct.
Yes, I my whole life is just tasks now.
It's pretty
That's
cool, huh?
adult. That's adulthood. I guess.
Yeah. It's a to-do list that you could never get to the bottom of.
Like, bro, like whenever, oh man, I think I got to the bottom of it. Somebody's like, no, Jarrett, you didn't get to the bottom of it. Do this. I'm like, I know, no. Uh,
You forgot to write a letter to your Theodore J. Kaczynski fan club.
oh god, no. My life is full of chains, and the chains are tasks.
And the tasks are also tasks.
I'm like Bob Marley, fucking like coming in there with all
Go
those
on.
chains. Those are all my responsibility.
I, you
All
know,
right.
that. uh,
Or Am I saying the right one? It was Bob Marley, right? And fucking like Christmas Carol, right? Or am I tripping?
I'm gonna let you figure this one out.
I don't remember. I know his name had Marley in it, but Jacob Marley, I think maybe.
Jacob Marley.
I can't
Jared,
remember.
you know who Bob Marley is?
Bob Marley. I'm like, is this something I don't know about? Like, I was like, is this like a bit he did at like a concert? Like,
No, I remember Marley, and I just kind of put the first name in there and
you,
thought, I hope to God it was him.
Jacob Marley, my partner.
That's who I was thinking.
I'm like, I really like bit my tongue. Like, oh, maybe I don't know, because I'll admit, I am not the most avid follower of Bobathan Marley, but
Don't call him that.
I was like, maybe it was a thing, or like maybe it was like an album cover, and like I just didn't know, because that's the thing I'm bad with most groups. That kind of thing. Nope. It turns out Jarrett is just a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Jared's on a different wavelength than everyone else.
My brain's mush already. My brain turns from like 90% solid to 99% liquid from after the hours of 9 to like 5 p.m. Like, it's pretty bad.
I mean, you should probably go to like a doctor if your brain's turning into some goop.
Is it leaking through your nose?
It actually leaks out of my ears. Thank you very much.
I hate that visual anytime, like in any like horror movies do it all the time, and I get it's accurate, but like when it's like caked on mud, or not mud, caked on like blood and like damage coming out of the ears, it's just such a gross. I'm like, ugh. Like, cause like I feel like if I like survived something and then I had that, I would just wish that I didn't survive.
Right.
Because just like, oh, you fell off a 3rd-story window and you're bleeding out of your ears now, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
It makes you. I mean, like, it's just some of these scary movies. Like, I've been going on a scary movie binge recently, and like you just see some of these survivors, and it's like, like if that was me, like, would I really want to be around anymore? Like,
Yeah, like technically you made it, but like at what cost?
yeah, like, oh, I just watched all my friends die, and I have like life crippling, like altering injuries that, like, personally, I don't think I could cope with, to the point where it'd just be like, I'd rather just not.
Oh, speaking of horror movies, Jared, did you watch that one that I told you about?
Triangle.
Yes.
Yeah, I finished it. It was pretty good. I was
Yeah.
kind of it kind of had me shitting my pants towards the end. Not gonna lie, I was like, huh, like
Yeah.
this lady is messed up.
I
Correct.
watched that movie expecting it to be generic 2000s horror garbage, as most of it was, and that movie is unironically pretty good.
Right.
Like, it's not perfect, but like,
But then I guess my one plot point with it, the one plot hole I had issue with, is that if she's been going through the cycle over and over again, why doesn't she change the end? Why doesn't she change, like, oh, maybe let's not look away while I'm driving the car and then
because
proceed to flip?
I think that part is like her, every time she's gone through something, it basically keeps coming to that point one way or another, because then that one becomes that version. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like a time loop movie. So this will make a little bit more sense.
Do they hold their phones up and take a picture of the big bad and say you're gonna get so canceled?
They did say that, and then Leatherface said, "Peekaboo, I'm gonna hump you," and then went.
Hey, no, he only did that, but kind of toned down at the end of the movie.
But
It
As
makes
a
the noise of a
self-right
dad getting his fingers slammed in a door.
you kind of
That
make those
hurts, man.
noises sadly after he's been told he's gonna get canceled.
He's just crying. He takes his mask off and goes, "My career in politics is over."
All right, with us making fun of Texas Chainsaw, at least the newest movie, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. and end this episode 39 of the Split Screen Experience.
Boo.
Boo? The fuck you mean, boo?
He's trying to scare you.
I'll let you figure that out, Harmon. A little Halloween treat.
We'll see you next time, everyone.
Garrett won't be here.
Oh shit, it's a ghost.